Hey, so I promised a video every time, like I was going through something, but lately I haven't really been going through much. I mean, I still have thoughts that come through, racing through my mind, that try to trigger me. But really, what I wanted to talk about was I noticed that we are all in like a survival mode type of mindset. And I know because I was in that same mindset too. But when you start to really see the world for the beauty and appreciate all the good things, you start to realize that it's not so scary. And even in the darkest places, it's not scary. Everybody wants the same thing at the end of the day. We want to be safe, we want to be loved, and we just want to have a good life. And I mean, my thinking is that if we encourage each other and we inspire one another and we just kind of share with each other instead of being afraid and trying to survive and fight the feeling, that we would be able to, lift each other up and get each other to those places that we need to really truly be. Because we were programmed to, have a mindset that I'm going to do this first before someone does it to me, or I'm going to take care of me first because no one else is going to take care of me, or, just the thoughts that we were raised in while we were on the streets, or we were raised in minority areas and poor areas. And I'm realizing now that that mindset really put me in a lot of trouble, put me in a lot of places that I shouldn't have been, because I was too busy worrying all the time, thinking the worst. And we don't realize, like, our thoughts are powerful, every single one of you. Like, if you know that you are special to God and He created us all to be likewise in His image, and when we have God within us, God gives us that power to be able to manifest. And if we only are thinking negative and bad things, then that's what's going to come through. Like, we're only doing it to ourselves, and it's not our fault. It really is not our fault. They programmed, even through the television programs, the movies. Like, I've noticed, I've started to notice these things because I'm awakened to it, and I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing how it really manifested itself into my own life and into my children. And I'm so glad that I raised my children to be independent thinkers and not to follow the crowd and, that kind of thing, because now I see that it really was going to help them, because they are really great kids. And even we all have our sin, we all fall short, but no matter what, we still have gifts, we still have special things, purpose. God gives each and every one of us a purpose. And so I'm really grateful for my kids, to the way that they've handled their lives, being that they had a mother that was still growing up trying to raise herself and learn, in domestic situations, and just all the things that they had to go through, and they ended up being able to, overcome those obstacles that were there. But anyways, going back to that, is that we were all raised in a mindset. If you come from where I come from, we were raised in a mindset to be scared, to have fear of this, fear of that. My bills aren't going to get paid. Someone's going to come and kidnap my daughter, or just stupid, idiotic thoughts that are not true. But because we were raised and taught to, I don't know, worry like that, even though God says give your worries and cares to Him and He will give you rest, we are always at our minds still trying to take care of everything ourselves, right? And that's normal, because of course we still have to work, we still have to take care of ourselves in order to survive and live in this world. But we don't have to take that mindset with us when it starts to make us worry about everything around us. My dog's going to get sick, or my children's going to, like, just all these dumb thoughts that come through our mind, because we just sit there and worry about what we've been programmed to believe about this world. And the more that we can start to just think about the good things, think about good things, true thoughts, right thoughts, praiseworthy thoughts, thoughts that are pleasing. Would I think this way if God was in the room with me? Is what I always say. Like, if God was in the room with me, would I be thinking about, I don't know. Right now for me, it's vaping, because I vape. And I know that God is not pleased with that. And that's like a hard habit for me to put down. But put down the drugs and I put down everything else. So I'm like, come on, God, let me have this one. I know he's not happy with that, but it's that kind of thinking, though. We need to just understand that if we can put those thoughts in that kind of a way of thinking, like if God was with me, would I be worrying about my bills? No, because I know God would tell me, don't worry. If you're working and you're not lazy, you will get your bills paid. And it happens, like you don't have to worry when you're working and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, taking care of your business. Now, if you're not working like me, right now I'm in a position where I'm worrying all the time because I'm like, okay, where am I going to live? What am I going to do? How am I going to make money? And it's really been really affecting me a lot. So, I'm just going through these motions right now because what I'm doing is I'm really trying to see how I can make a difference for my own life and for the people around me from my experience, because I had a bad experience and I don't want to live in that trauma. I don't want to stay in that trauma. I don't want to be in ancestral trauma. I want to be in a new mindset starting right now in this moment. I'm going to be in a mindset where I know that tomorrow is not promised, and that every day that I get to see my children or see my friends or see somebody I love, those days are gifts. Those are gifts. And I just want to be in that gift, I want to be in that appreciation. And so, yeah, I really just wanted to share that message, the message that if you really do think you're like that, like I know for me, I'm like that. I have a thing where I'm thinking I'm going to hell every day. I'm like, I'm going to hell. I must have disappointed God. I'm going to hell. And it's not true, right? It's not true. I'm not there. I'm here in this world and I'm still living and my kids are doing okay. So as long as that, I should be just grateful and appreciative. So what I've been doing, and this is just what my personal thing is I go to sleep at night. I put on headphones, the little headphones, and I put on sleep affirmations and Bible affirmations. And so really that's what I wanted. That was the whole purpose of this message, and it just went forever and never long. But yeah, I really just want to, I want to do that. I just wanted to share that with you because if anyone ever struggles with a mindset where you're not in a good thinking, like you're not thinking well, hold on. Oh, yeah. So if you're constantly feeling like you're being attacked by the enemy, the devil's doing things to your family, or if you're constantly being attacked somehow in your life, if you feel like you're being attacked, my advice to you is put those headphones on at night, put on a sleeping affirmation that is going to be biblical or be prayers. They have them, YouTube is full of it. Just put it in there. Prayer at night, sleep, Bible, anything like that. It'll come up. And you just put them, listen all night long and continue to do that. I would just recommend it. Do it for a week and see if it changes anything, because we don't realize it, but our subconscious mind, which is that street survival that is in us, is programmed in our brain. It's like the matrix system. It's like stuck in there and locked. And we want to take that out and get rid of the devil's dirty thinking and start to program your mind for better. And if you don't believe in God, which I do, I truly believe in God with all my heart. So that's me. But if you don't, then just do the affirmations, like regular affirmations. They have those also. The sleep affirmations where you're just, I am beautiful, I am great. And put those in. So anytime that we do that and program our subconscious, because when we're asleep, our conscious is out, right? We're sleeping. And so we let our subconscious pick up all that information that's coming through our brain. And as we're doing that, if you have something in your subconscious that says, I'm not good enough, and that affirmation comes in, I'm beautiful, I'm great, I'm wonderful, guess what? That I'm not good enough is going to go out of your subconscious and it's not going to exist anymore. So that's why I really recommend it. I highly recommend it, because had I not reprogrammed my thoughts and I'm still struggling. I'm still going through it, but I'm not. It's not as bad as it used to. I mean, I was in a very dark place, lost, on drugs, thinking the worst of the worst of the worst. And I'm now at a place where I feel so great about my life. I feel so good. I'm homeless right now, but I'm living with my sister. I feel great about my life. And I don't even care about that. But it's not because I'm not in a good place financially. It's because I'm learning to love myself again. I'm learning to love who I am. I'm learning to love every experience, all the shame that I went through, all that stuff. I was in a sin. I was in my sin. I was in my shame, and I'm not in that anymore. I'm not in that anymore. And it's not because God didn't say that I wasn't good enough. It's because God loves me, and I know He loves me, and He has kept me safe. He has kept me safe through this journey that I've been on, because it's been a horrible, scary, crazy journey. But I've made it, and I'm here, and I'm grateful, and I'm so blessed to know that even after all that, I still have my family, I still have my friends, I still have good people in my life that I truly love and care for. And I'm so grateful that I did meet every single one of my friends that along the way, even when I was in the dark place. The people that I met, I know that, we were all meant, we all have purpose. And so I don't care how dark your life gets, do not think you're not good enough. But reprogramming the brain, that's what I did, and I did it every night. I've been doing it now for, I don't know, I've been doing it every night for, I don't know, a few weeks now. And I feel like, wow, it makes such a big difference. It makes a very big difference. And I'm really want to recommend that and hope that it works for you, because it did work for me, and it's still working for me, and I'm still doing it every day. And I'll keep on doing it every day until I know my thoughts are great and I don't even have to worry anymore. But until I'm annoying, like I'm annoying you, and you're like, God, that girl. No, no, but still, like I really just, I want to see everybody make it, and I want to see all my friends and family and everybody be successful and be great, and not be in a place of lack and thinking that they're not good enough or they don't deserve it, or my life is always going to be this way. Like I'm 50 years old. I am 50 years old, and guess what? I do not care if I'm starting over again, because you know what? If I'm starting to go over again at 50 years old, guess what? I'm going to be great, because I've already had all this experience where I've done messed up. I've had all my lessons. I've just done the worst things. And guess what? I'm not ashamed of it. I don't care what anybody thinks. And I'm not going to fight about it. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say, you know what? I did that. Yeah. And oh, well, that was an experience, and I learned this and that about it. And I'm not going to ever do that again. And I'm sorry if I hurt you. I'm sorry if it messed you up. But I'm sorry. That's all I can say. And I hope you forgive me. And you know what? If that person doesn't forgive you, well, then that's on them. But you know what? I learned my lesson. I'm not doing it again. I'm not going there again. I'm not going to ever try to put myself in that cycle again. Because once you get out of a cycle, it's like, nah, man, I'm not going back to that. I am not going back to that at all. I love you. I want the best for you, but I'm not going back to that. And, everybody has a different kind of cycle they're going through. We all go, some people have relationship cycles. Some people have drug cycles. Some people have, food cycles. Like, we all have our habits. And that's why I say we all fall short the glory of God. We're all very flawed in some kind of way. Whether it's somebody who cares about what they look like, or, you know what I'm saying? Like someone who wants to continuously go to school every day. And some people will never stop learning because they want to know everything. Some people never, There's all kinds of habits that we have, and there's nothing wrong with it, and absolutely nothing wrong with it. Because if it's not affecting the next person, then okay, fine. And you have love in your heart and you're treating everybody kind around you. It's all about the intention and how you're treating people. Now, I'm going to say, if you're out there doing drugs, I was out there doing drugs. Drugs is a gateway for, like, letting those demons come into your brain. It really is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I try to make it look pretty when I was on there. I used to say, "Oh no, God loves me, and I don't have to worry and this and that." But you know what? That was the one thing that I can truly say was affecting my mindset when it came to the way I felt about myself and the way I felt about my life. I mean, it was like I was programmed to believe I was nothing. I was never going to be nothing. I could never do nothing but the drugs. I was programmed to believe I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to have this fibromyalgia and I'm going to never be able to move around again. And so I have been working very diligently and very hard these past few years, even while I was on drugs, to take my mindset away from illness and being chronically fatigued and all that, to taking my dog out and having a life again. And really, when I was on drugs, I didn't want to go outside. I was always inside because I was always getting high. So that didn't help. My mind was being reprogrammed to feel better and to have energy, but I wasn't going anywhere because I was so paranoid and stuck at home all the time. So now I really do feel good about my life because, I still have my vaping habit, but other than that, I don't go out there and do drugs or associate with people that are going to try to get me back on drugs. And I'm just trying to get my life back in a good place. And this took so long. This long message. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to be so long, but I really feel I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of people who can really change their life and turn it around and do something with it. Because how hard is it? How hard is it to be on this journey of change and transformation? How hard is it to be able to take every flaw and every mistake and use it for a purpose, to make others understand you and for you to understand others, and to change the world, basically change other people in your community that you speak to when you're helping other people that are going through the same journey. And so all I can say is I'm very proud of me. I'm proud of anyone else going through this transformation, addiction-free lifestyle and trying to put the pieces back together, because that's the hardest part is now I'm putting everything back together. And as we're putting stuff back together, that means facing every shadow that came with it. And so, right now I'm doing that. God's dealing with me on my financials and learning how to budget and learning how to do things to where I'm going to be able to take care of myself when I do get the financial good going in my life. And so, yeah, that's something I wasn't programmed to do. I was programmed to be irresponsible with money, spend my money on everything. Like my mom used to just like spend as soon as you get the money and never save a dime. And, we never went on vacations or did anything special because we never had money to do that. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to now, figure out how I can make my money and do things in a good way and in the right way. And that's it. Every day is a new day to try and to figure out, okay, what's next for me? What am I going to do next? And God is sending me people that have been offering to pray with me and study the Bible with me and just have good, inspiring, encouraging people in my life. Because when I did fall back into my addiction, one thing that I was so bad about was reaching out to anybody, and I'm still like that now. And I don't want to be that person. I want to be the one that I'm able to know that it doesn't matter what friend you are, it doesn't matter who you are, where I met you, what we were doing together. No matter what, I know that every friend has a purpose. Every friend is special to me. And so I love you. And I'm rooting for everybody, man, because I want us all to win. I want us all, each and every one of us to win. And so, yeah, I just want to tell you, reprogram your brain if you're going through that, because we all are programmed somehow to have some kind of, survival mode. And I mean, biblical teachings while I'm sleeping, being programmed in my mind. I love it. I wake up feeling so much better. And I hope that it can help somebody else, if anybody else going to try it. Y'all let me know, because, I definitely would love to know how it works out. All right. Well, I love you, and I hope that you all are blessed, and I hope that we all get through our tough times and tribulations, whatever time we're going through right now. If it's biblical revelation, well, then it's refining us, it's changing us, and it's making us better. Because when we get to the other side, we're going to have our paradise, and we're going to be in a good place. So, I mean, I don't believe in the scary stories. I really believe more that if we're being refined right now, it's so that when God gives us a paradise to live in, that we'll be able to handle it much better than the way that we've handled our lives until, basically the way we've been treating it now. But I love you guys. Y'all take care, okay? And never be afraid or ashamed if you are. Come to me, because I can tell you, I've been through some things, and I'm not going to judge anybody. I won't ever judge anybody. I won't ever tell anybody how to live their life. I won't ever force anybody, but I just know that God gives us free will, and He allows us to go through the experiences, not so that we can suffer, but if we're going to have the free will and make the mistake, then hopefully we're learning from each one of them, because that's what we have to do on this journey. We have to learn, and we have to grow, and we have to figure out how can I change my life to make others around me safe? How can I make others around me have love? We all, at the end of the day, we're all the same. We're all the same. We all just want to have safety, respect, love, and to see everybody around in our family, like our children and our siblings, the people around us, be successful. And if you don't have that attitude, well, that's probably needs to be reprogrammed, because it's the way life is that we're supposed to be there for each other. And how can we survive if we're not there for each other? I mean, I remember growing up seeing my grandma and grandpa help so many people coming through the house, that they would come through the house, and they would have people living there in their house, like relatives, of course, relatives that were going to school or trying to work and start their careers here in Austin. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like we're trying to help people. They were just helping family. And it's family helping family, and friends helping friends, and nobody does that anymore. We're all programmed to just want to survive and be selfish and take care of ourselves, and I don't care what that person's going through. They put themselves through that, and I'm not going to help them. And that's not okay, because you know what? Maybe his wife died, and after she died, he started using heavily. Maybe that was the woman that got him sober, and then when she left, it was like he didn't know how to handle that. But I mean, nobody knows that another person's story. We don't know what other people have been through. And I don't like to say, well, they put themselves through that, because you know what? Yeah, they might have put themselves through that, but it's not. It doesn't have to stay that way. We can still help people. We can still love people. We can still care for people. We don't need to leave them stranded with nobody in their life, because that is the hardest thing in the world, to be alone on the streets, homeless, with nobody visiting you, nobody bringing you anything to eat, nobody bringing you anything at all. Not even to come say hi. I'm just thinking about you. I wanted to come see how you were doing out at the park. Nobody came. nobody came in. I'm not mad at anybody about that, but because hey, I did that to myself. But I really just believe that if we took the time to just let people know that we care about them, it would make a difference. It would really make a difference because a lot of times the people that I were on the streets with, we feel judged and we feel like nobody cares, and the people that do care, they're just getting paid for it and they're just trying to act. They're just trying to get like some kind of accolade for it. But you know, the generosity and at the end of the day, I mean, now I see that there are genuine good people out there, and there's people that really truly love me, and I love them, and it wasn't that they didn't want to come see me. It was just that they were kind of hurt by my situation, and they were disappointed in me, and I get it. I get it because I went from being a mother with a home and a car and everything, my career, and I had nothing. I had nothing. And here I am starting over again. But it's okay because I love it. I love that God allowed me to go through that because guess what? That was my punishment for what I did, how I was doing it, and it's brought me to who I am today. And I absolutely love who I am today. And I love what I'm doing. And I love what God is doing. And I don't care if I'm not at the perfect place yet. I know He's going to get me to that place. I know it. So anyways, reprogram. That's what this whole message was about. But yeah, I'm just going on and on. I love you guys. Be blessed and take care of yourself, okay?